Yeah. So as the topic of today's panel discussion is the future of PropTech. Sometimes I think even now, when you talk in this world of startups, if you talk of PropTech, people take some time to understand what PropTech means. The moment you say health tech, they understand. The moment they say you talk of deep tech, they understand. But PropTech, a lot of people don't understand what PropTech means. Then I say it's property tech, real estate tech. Then said, oh, okay. So this is the stage we are, where the awareness of PropTech is, I think not that much. So my first question, I'll ask this question to everyone. You can give your perspective. How do you define the current state of PropTech in India, Jaggi? And you can give your honest opinion, and then Raja, you can take it over, and Krishna and yeah, please go ahead.
Thank you, Sandeep. You rightly said PropTech is still, it's property and tech. But if you look at the way real estate in the overall life cycle has, pretty much, imbibed this whole, technology environment around it. It actually starts from the government side, the way land records have been formalized today, all of that. With RERA coming in. So at every level today you see, and from occupiers, end users, even from your side of business, people who join dots, consulting companies, they all depend on data, and data and PropTech are pretty much hand in glove. So I think we're at I would say, an inflection point from where we can only keep leapfrogging at every stage in the next, and I would say about last decade has been transformational in the way we are looking at this. And I think we are still scratching the surface, but many other aspects of our real estate life cycle can be, huge value can be driven from addition of PropTech.
So thanks, Jaggi. Before you answer this question, Raja, let me just ask this more of in a scale of 1 to 10, each one of you need to rate what is the current scenario of PropTech in India in terms of awareness, is it out of 1 to 10, 10 being the best? What is this?
I think about 4.
Wow.
I had the same number.
4. So see, this is the awareness of the PropTech in India. A leading developer, Prestige, he is the CEO of Prestige, and the first PropTech founder who started PropTech in 2012 rates the PropTech sector in India as 4 out of 10, right? And this is really alarming. And as you know, real estate in India is one of the major contributor to GDP after agriculture, and we have 4 out of 10. Krishna, how much rating out of 10?
Around the same, sir. And I also think the major point to address is the stakeholders from developer side have to understand, spend that capital to get into technology and then
Got
take
it
forward.
Sundari?
Yeah, in our industry, I'll say that it will be a more number, like 5 to 6, because our is more service oriented, and then a lot of operational things are there. So
Got it.
we need more tech support to have a more seamless operations.
Got it. So I was under impression, Jaggi and Raja, that it would be around 5, 6, but it is really startling that it is 4 out of 10 when it comes to the awareness and the success of PropTech. While there are a lot of questions as to why PropTech as an industry, while it is a very matured sector in US and more developing countries, it is not that in India, in spite of real estate being so big in India. But just to continue, Raja, what is your opinion on the status of PropTech currently in India?
So you touched upon US market, right? So in the US, PropTech is called as RE Tech or CRE Tech. The PropTech as a term started in 2016. It was primarily a UK, Europe term, right? Which is why one of the reasons they kind of now merging CRE Tech, PropTech into FinTech. One of the largest firms in the US now is a firm called Built, right? Where they're actually rewarding people who pay rent through their system. It's actually like cred, but it's a biggest PropTech in the US, right? So to your question as to why PropTech is not, it's not caught up.
You need to take your mic close.
Yeah, it's primarily because of, I think, 2 reasons. One is real estate folks have a certain inertia to implement technology, and technology folks don't necessarily understand real estate. And then imagine the complexity.
So it's really tough, right? Property, the real estate guys don't understand technology. Technology guys don't understand real estate, right?
That's right. That's a primary thing. And whether if you take into
And
account
one thing, real estate guys don't want anybody to know real estate.
that is also correct. That's true, right? And if you take the segment, whether it's a developer, whether it's a broker, there is a little bit of opaqueness that's benefiting the position or the self, right? So, which is why when you're trying to find a solution, the people for whom you're trying to find a solution, are resisting it. So that's where we are. That's my response.
Krishna? Yeah, Jaggi, go ahead. Yeah.
I'll just, but in the last 5-10 years, if you look at our design approach, the aspect of BIM being, utilized in every building construction environment today, it's pregnated quite a bit from the value chain. Today, large contractors are using BIM, and BIM is a building intelligence module system that enables you to build accurately, and you save a lot of time, cost, and repeat work. So I think that pregnation has started. It's gone down very fast in the value chain. So there are certain aspects of real estate which is completely dependent. So BIM is one of them in the architectural design side. On the other, and I'm sure Sundari will be utilizing BIM in her business. But on the other side, I still feel that governments are making a huge leapfrogging statement with all this digitization of. You look at RERA today. RERA is from click and close. Everything is possible in RERA, and it wouldn't have been so easy to track if data was not available on that. So I think government has made a leapfrogged initiative that they did 5-10 years ago in every state. Digitization of land records. Today everything is available, and I come from Bangalore, so Karnataka, you must have seen e-Khata and all of that. While people, even at every level, at district level, at ground level, find it difficult to adapt to technology, but the leapfrogging and adaptation of technology, if it comes from government, it becomes very simple. And that's exactly what we're seeing right now, adaptation of technology. Sorry, I just want to...
Thanks, Jaggi. I'll just, this question to Sundari, you are in the managed office space, right? And how do you see the PropTech influencing the flexible workspace or managed space? How are you integrating PropTech in your industry?
So this PropTech wave is transforming a flex office space. We'll call it as a flex office, which is co-working and managed office. From a conventional office space to a more collaborative and kind of experience-centric. So if you see earlier, the co-working at the managed office space used to be a cost-effective for the small and medium entrepreneurs. But the post-COVID, because of managed office space, now we are catering to a lot of MNCs, GCCs. So they're looking at the flex office as a kind of more collaborative, eco-friendly, and then with the good amenities and with the collaborative spaces, which is really making us mandatorily to adapt the tech to make effective use of all the spaces, like meeting rooms you take, like how many hours we are able to use, how many hours each company is using. And we are trying to incorporate the tech into the housekeeping services, like there is an alert system will come when there is a need for cleaning the washrooms, how many times the washrooms are cleaned. So these kind of things are really helping us to give more effective solutions to the clients and then seamless operations.
Sundari, I'm not sure whether you know this very interesting statistics. The person who is sitting next to me, Jaggi, is the first CEO of WeWork India. Okay, so Jaggi, this question to you about, you would have seen, now we just make, really, the other day I was talking when WeWork India got listed in India, $1 billion valuation.
Almost.
Oh yeah, so we just make a little fun of and try to pull his like that. He left a lot of money and left WeWork. so Jaggi, just to give a perspective, you have seen how you are the first CEO of WeWork India. and a very successful listing of WeWork recently, I think as recent as 3 weeks back, right? And to the people here, WeWork, while WeWork globally went bankrupt, WeWork India was a franchisee by Embassy Developers, and WeWork India has nothing to do with WeWork Global, and they had an amazing listing in India as recent as three weeks for more than $1 billion valuation. So we have seen how the so-called co-working managed office space flex operator has grown leaps and bounds in last 8 years. It is a very what do you say, very new industry as such. And where do you see that? Do you think PropTech is a very fancy word, or the WeWorks of the world, the Office of the world? I think there are 3 IPOs from the industry. Sundari comes. They really use PropTech to the best.
Yeah. So if you look at the whole value chain, it's not just restricted to using PropTech at leadership level. I'm just giving you a small example. Today, in all our office parks, in Prestige, all our office parks, you have a access which is almost like digitized, like Digi Yatra in the airports, where your face recognition is allowing you to access turnstiles in the lobbies and going directly to the buildings. On one side. On the other side, you also have an app that is enabling all our occupiers to be on one umbrella. People can order a sandwich through technology on their phones up to the desk. They can raise tickets. On the other side, we have drones being utilized today to clean building facades. So I think it is being looked at very differently, and people realize the importance of utilizing from developers' perspective. And you sell the costliest land in this country now. So I must tell you, when you go to see land, all you look at is actually Google Maps. First you look at the topography, then you look at street, then you look at driving time, then you look at actually to go to physically see the land. So I think at every level, we are embracing PropTech, but it's just that it's almost part of a routine life. It's not something that and also, especially in your industry, in the brokering industry, which is the moment you use PropTech for process, independent heroes or stalwarts who are very insecure of their jobs don't want to, embrace technology, which is very laterally, possible from growth perspective. So I think it's also a human side of. Because this is intellectual capital that everybody wants to keep, and the moment you put it on a platform, it's for everybody to use. So I think, I don't know. This man, Raja has the most amount of leases up in his system, and we utilize all his, because the intelligence that he gives us from a registered lease, or every renewal, everything. It's humongous.
Yeah. So, audience, I don't know whether you know, as I said, Raja is the founder of the first PropTech company. We're back in 2012-14. He owns 2 companies, PropTech and Zepkey. Any leases anywhere in India gets registered. Any office leases get registered. They have the data. They can exactly tell you about the company, about the square footage, about the rate, everything they can tell you. So Raja, what are the major, this question to you, and then you can answer, Krishna. What are the major challenges the PropTech industry is facing in India? What are the major challenges?
So look, I think the challenges are not in India per se. I mean, it's global because of multiple reasons, because of the adoption, because of how real estate as an industry functions, right? It's very localized. You can't have a single solution across the world. You've got to customize it. And then you got to get all the stakeholders on board as well, right? I mean, Jaggi just mentioned that it's got adopted in the construction world, right? BIM. And there are companies now who have introduced technology where there's satellite imagery, and the construction workers are roaming around with cameras. So 24/7, you are able to monitor what's happening at the site. Correct? Yeah, the project management. Now, similarly, if you have sensors for your parking, that's also kind of PropTech, right?
Yeah, I agree.
Imagine inside of your office, you're having sensors which is allowing you to figure out occupancy analytics, the well-being of the people. That is also PropTech. Now you turn to warehousing, residential, it's all PropTech in some ways, right? But when you're trying to implement any of these solutions, you will need people to get educated as to how to implement it. So there is an operational part, there is an educational part. So I think, and then it can't be like a product or a feature. It has to be an all-encompassing solution. So I think there's a journey that's being taken. In the US market, that journey has reached to a particular extent, and they're pivoted now. And for that journey, you'll need capital as well, right? In the US market, the P and the VC market now have kind of collided. They've merged, right? Whereas in India, we are still early in that journey. We are still finding things out. But at the same time, because there is a certain level of customization that is required in some parts of the business, we've found that customization and it's working very well. For example, digitization. It looks very simple that we're just pulling out records and we are digitizing it. But I think it's common knowledge that records are not maintained very efficiently in government systems, right? In terms of the type of documents, in terms of the accessibility, every state is different. So we've just created like a proprietary technology which can ingest data and then, abstract and productize it. But the good part starts now, because with AI, we can actually spill out intelligence. Intelligence without the correct raw material is hallucination. So our fun will start now, right? But coming back to why it's not getting adopted, it's 12 years since we've started our journey, and now maybe our moment has come, right? And if you see every other product or service which has been existing, they have been facing these challenges which continues. So it's got to evolve.
Well said.
I think that's where we are.
Krishna, your take on the challenges the PropTech sector is facing in India?
One thing, like he was saying, the adaptability and a commonality for PropTech is, I think, operations and maintenance, where they can really enhance the efficiencies. In that aspect, I believe, based on the existing processes that the existing buildings have, the technology should be enhanced and built on what already exists. So the people who are managing will adapt it quite easily. One example that two examples are, one is IoT water sensors that have been recently built. It is actually calculating
IoT on what? Sorry, I didn't get
water
it.
sensors.
Water sensor. Wow.
So it is calculating the average flow per day, and if there is any excess, it's alarming you. Our goal towards sustainability. And another interesting thing is, I've came through a product where they install a chip in the HVAC system. It analyzes and prepares the system based on outside air conditioning. Thereby, it can increase the efficiency by almost 50%, decreasing the power consumption. So I think our goal towards sustainability will play a major role in a commonality of the PropTech globally.
Good. Thank you, Krishna. I think you are a young developer, entrepreneur. So I think you are very, very upfront. The other day when we were talking about using PropTech in your what do you say, properties, it's quite.
One thing, just to add to what Krishna was saying, in asset management today in our buildings also, what he's trying to say in terms of the IoT of things, in terms of, you're setting up knock centers, you're setting up control centers, command centers for buildings, for large office parks, where we are controlling vertical transportation, quality of air, firefighting, BMS, building management system, elevator movement, security. Everything is actually controllable. And I think that's one area where we are seeing the maximum adaptation, at least in the life cycle of the real estate. Asset management, like Raja was mentioning, the construction life cycle, which is the beginning part of real estate, and the asset management has adopted quite a bit.
Thank you. Sundari, next question. While it might not be very PropTech focused, all of you on the dais will agree that if there is one segment of real estate which in a way is a startup, in a way it's traditional, which got funded, which got VC funded, which got IPO, is the managed office space. I don't see with 20 years in JLL, we have not seen any offshoot of real estate which really got a tag of startup and got VC funded and IPO. So I'm very glad that a offshoot of real estate, which is the managed office space flex operator got. Now, what are the challenges? Now, a lot of VCs must be knocking your door for the iSprot after 7-8 years of existence for taking their money. But what are the typical challenges you feel the overall the real estate startup, whether it is managed office space or typical startup in real estate, face in raising money? What are the rejection parameters as far as VCs are concerned? Ps, what do the common excuses they give? Because you would have, if I can use this common excuses from the VC side, I think you would have seen that, right? I think tables have turned now. VCs are knocking your door. Till 2-3 years back, you were knocking the doors of VCs. So please go ahead and tell those.
Yeah. So our industries, as you said, that it started as a startup, and then now today it's became an important segment in the whole real estate industry. So when we started, when we had to raise a fund, and then we were running around the banks to raise even a few lakhs, and then because we can't provide the collateral security as we were startups at that time, and then whatever the investment is purely going into the fit outs investment, and then we don't have any collaterals to offer. So, and this as this industry was as one a very early stage, and then the bankers or the private equity people were not so confident at the time whether we can fund the assets which have a lifetime of like 5 to 10 years. So really we had a huge challenge in explaining like what we do, and then how the industry is evolving, how the industry is shaping up. And still I remember me and then my partner Srini were running around to raise 4 years back to raise a 50 lakhs to at least 10 to 15 banks. And then today we just finished 120 crores fundraise, and in one shot, and within the period of like 30 days to 45 days. And now the whole like banking systems or the PE guys has got the confidence on this industry, because post-COVID there is a huge transformation has happened in the office spaces. Now the companies are looking at spaces which are flexible and which are scalable, and which will have a very collaborative or vibrant workspaces which meets their exact requirements. So I think we are confident now that this industry will still grow, and then we'll have a lot of opportunities in fundraising.
So I can tell you with all confidence, audience, after 2 years, I think she will be on stage for receiving Entrepreneurs Award. I have a lot of admiration for Sundri, and with this success, I always believe it takes a new industries 5-7 years to establish. With the success of Office, AWFIS, the success of SmartWorks, and WeWork India on listing front, it makes life now easier for you to go the IPO route or to raise money, because any industry takes some time. All the best for your future IPO ambition. Now this question to Raja. How is PropTech sector in terms of the maturity level different in US and Europe as compared to India, whether it is the awareness level or it compared to the ease of raising finance, overall scenario, because you have seen that, as you are the oldest PropTech company in India.
Yeah, so I'll go back when the industry actually started, right? So
when did the PropTech start in US?
2011-12.
In US also?
Yeah, in US.
So it's not that old industry as
no,
well.
so if you consider CoStar, which started in 1992 as an information company like Bloomberg, then you can term it as a PropTech company, but that's an elephant in the room. They're like about $35-40 billion. So a startup, PropTech, started in 2011-12. So there are actually two companies, 42 floors, and HES, which at that time was called as View the Space. They're just listings company, right? And they were trying to do something in New York, primarily. And then there was another company that came, kind of co-working, called Liquid Space, out of West Coast. Didn't do much. Things turned when Blackstone invested in VTS in 2016. That's when people started figuring out the largest asset manager in the world is investing in a small PropTech company and how it could potentially evolve. The problem also started for markets like ours and even Europe, because the US market is completely different. I mean, to give you a perspective, India market is equivalent to Manhattan, right? Entire India market. And we could be equivalent to entire Australia. Little bit. It's better. But that's because it's gone down because of COVID, right? They're rebuilding their offices. But the point is, I mean, as a comparative, PropTech versus the market size, our entire country is equivalent to kind of Manhattan at that point. I'm talking about 2013, right? Um, I think when people started following the trend of what was happening in the US, they didn't realize that that market is very different. So the products which succeeded in the US could not succeed even in Europe. And which is why you've not seen very successful PropTech startups coming out of Europe. Asia Pacific and India is slightly more better, right? So I think where we are in the cycle is US has gone through an entire cycle where from a VC investment, it went on to a minority PE investment, and now both are kind of doing PE type of investment into PropTech together. India, I don't think you have a pure play PropTech company getting invested by a VC or a PE yet. I wouldn't consider co-working as PropTech.
Pure PropTech, yeah.
While they utilize PropTech,
Agree with you.
they are more PropCo, OpCo type of business, right? CapEx versus OpEx. And then it's running efficiently. It's also being propelled by the GCC environment right now post-COVID. Right? So I think this will evolve. It will find its niche at some point in time. I think that point in time is closer now than it was in 2013. Yeah.
So just to cut you, what is the highest valuation of a pure PropTech company in US, and as compared to what is the highest valuation of a pure PropTech company in India?
Look, if you leave out CoStar and look at VTS, they may be about $2.5-3 billion right now. In India, I don't know if you would define No Broker as a PropTech company, right? They are PropTech of some sort in that large definition.
What is the valuation of No Broker?
They are also a unicorn, right? They are also a unicorn. But you'll have several such companies in the US which are unicorns, several across, correct? But in India, there's one. And just saying, No Broker is now charging brokerage, right? That's a great pivot. So people typically, when they have some kind of a patented solution or technology, go ahead deep into it. They have pivoted with their business model itself, right? So there's a slight change. Maybe that's the need of the hour. So that's my response.
I just wanted to add one point. This technology is became very important in fundraise process, especially like the investors to get more confidence. They're looking at what is the technology we are using.
On a lighter note, we spin that that we are not a real estate company, we are a tech company. That's how they raised billions of dollars in US. Okay, so
but just to Raja's point, Raja makes it seems that US is a behemoth in real estate and all that. Yeah, I appreciate that. But India, just to give you certain facts, Raja.
So basically, it has hurt the ego of a real estate builder in India. Please go ahead, Jaggi.
No, this is an India thing, okay? So India today is the fourth largest office market. Okay, US is about 4 billion, India is about 1 billion, Japan is about 1.6 billion, China is about 3 billion. So we are fourth largest market. To get your facts correct, in India today is 65% of Asia Pac real estate. Wow. Okay, so that's a big number. Bangalore leases more space than London, Dubai, Singapore put together.
Hyderabad is a better place than Bangalore.
I'm coming to that. Okay, Hyderabad is famous for 177 crore land deals. Okay, but to be fair, I think you're scratching the surface. Huge potential. That's why these kind of summits where entrepreneurs understand that there's a huge opportunity in every aspect of real estate that PropTech can be utilized. And I think given the fact that governments are also pushing digitization to a new scape, I think it's just a matter of time that you will see that at every level of real estate, be it resident, every asset class, hospitality, warehouse and logistics and data centers and all of that, there's huge opportunities. So Raja, next time around, I'm sure you will be much more positive and your valuations will go up much more.
So my statistics went back to 2012, not the current statistics, number one. And, we've been around for...
Is he your client or not? First of all, you tell me.
He is.
Okay.
He is, right? And a very happy client, right? So, but the point is, and US remains the largest market. India is catching up. Even the names that Jaggi mentioned, we spoke about Australia, Hong Kong, Singapore, and Dubai. US remains, it's scaling down because of what happened in COVID, right? They're kind of shifting from office to hospitality, the buildings and all that. But I'm as happy as you are as we are progressing, right? I mean, it's good for the country, it's good for us as a company as well.
Yeah, this is last sort of question. We'll start from Sundari. What is your prediction for the future of PropTech? As in the topic is future of PropTech in India. Do you think it is bright or you see long way to go? Because frankly speaking, I've been in real estate for 20 years. Uh, as I said, Raja is the founder of the first PropTech 2012. From 2012 to 2025, 13 years, not much happened in the PropTech sector in India. Where do you think the next 5, 10 years?
As Jaggi said that technology is becoming internal part of property management as well as the facility management. Without technology, I think we can't go forward. And then it has to continuously grow. And then we had to adapt the new technologies to make more seamless experience to all the clients. And being a chartered accountant, we always look at the numbers. We normally don't believe technology is like. And then my partners has a lot of difficult time to convince me to adapt the process and then technology. And we from last 1.5 years, like we are spending a lot of efforts to bring everything process oriented and then adding technology in everywhere. Like especially post COVID, you see a lot of touch points. We made it as a kind of digital, like just simple waving hand, like you can get into your office. So day to day, like every day, like the clients are coming with the different requirements. Now GCCs, some GCCs, they have very advanced, like they're using very advanced technology in their office systems. They're asking us to incorporate in the facility management. So I think without technology, I think PropTech will not grow as fast as we are.
Thank you. Krishna, your perspective?
I think the change will be much more rapid now. Again, like we were discussing, asset management is growing at a much faster rate. And construction related technology, I think it's a little more specific based on location or based on builder type. And that should be a little more customized. And I think with the help of AI, it will become more easy and we'll reach there faster.
I think the adoption will increase going forward, and I'll tell you why. I'll just give you one instance. Nobody would have thought of investments being done on a fractional basis, right? Now it's being blessed by SEBI. And you also have an initiative called...
Just for 1 minute, explain the audience about fractional ownership.
Fractional ownership is like mutual funds, right? It allows people to invest in small ticket sizes, which otherwise only HNIs or large institutions were able to invest. For example, if it's an office investment of 40 crores, they fractionalize it into units where you can invest a minimum of 25 lakhs or 50 lakhs, something like that. And you have stable income generating asset over a period of time, right? That's the broad concept of fractional investment. But coming back to my point, so there's this initiative which has been started by Nandan Nilekani, right? Finternet, where they're trying to integrate blockchain and tokenization into this entire fractional model. Imagine how transparent it's going to be and how easy it's going to be the entire process. So there are several such initiatives which are blessed by the government and the stakeholders, which augurs well for the industry going forward.
Jaggi, your comments on the future of PropTech in India?
I think we are scratching the surface, and I think it's a matter of time that you will see that, at every level there will be far more understanding of the real value that can enhance a real estate, development project or anything that real estate touches with PropTech. And I think the only as developers we are ready to invest, in every aspect. In fact, you look at our entire billing system, our procurement, we sold recently in Indirapuram in Noida something like 3,500 units without even a single paper booking form. So everything was on an app. and even the KYC was done through the phones. You don't need paper. And I think that's the kind of adaptation that everybody is actually looking at. So I think people understand the value of time, process, and more importantly, compliance also, because this is part of the whole ecosystem that we are building. And I think if we don't adapt it, it's our loss.
2 minutes, but I'm going to put all of you in a very tough situation. Audience, please hear this question of mine. You have 2 CR to personal money to invest. All of you are in real estate, spoke a lot about PropTech. 2 crore to invest. Will you invest in a PropTech company or you buy a flat? Yes, where? PropTech.
PropTech.
Are you,
No doubt.
Are you playing to the gallery or you really mean it?
No. 100% I'm sure.
PropTech.
Of course, PropTech, right?
Buy a real estate.
So I think thank you guys. You have been a lovely audience, and thank you Sundari, thank you Krishna, thank you Raja, and thank you Jaggi. And Jaggi and Raja have flown all the way. Jaggi has come from Bangalore and Raja has come from Bombay. Thank you guys. I think we are almost at the end of the session. Thank you and thanks everyone. Thank you.